Alright guys, welcome to another day of tutorial. Today we'll be looking at templates design using Microsoft Word. So let's quickly go to our Microsoft Word. The first place that will come to you is your backstage view. So now when you come here, we want to go to create a blank document. In our previous lesson about Microsoft Word, we had done the introduction to the interface, where we introduce you to everything you need to know about Microsoft Word. So now we are going straight to our tutorial. Follow us. Let's go. Let's create a blank document. All right. Now, when you get to your document, first you need to set how you want it to look like. So we'll go to page layout. Click on it. We are using the size. We are using A4 size, and you go to orientation. You leave it at portrait. So all right, so this is what we are going to do now. I'm going to use the template we are going to use is a condom and lubricants dispensing sheets. Peradventure you're working with an NGO, you're working in an establishment that needs templates to be created for reporting for certain kind of things. So you can use Microsoft Word to do that, as well as using Excel. So today we are going to look at the Microsoft Word part of it. So now, first I will have to write the name of the organization that is doing this. So we'll have here UK Math Technologies Limited, condom and lubricants dispensing sheets. All right, so I want to do some things here, so I will highlight it. Remember, it's either you come here, you click and drag to highlight, or see when this cursor changes from I-beam to arrow. When it changes, you click on it, it will highlight the whole line of documents. So I want to change the font size to Times New Roman, and I want to change it to maybe 12 and make it bold. Okay, let me reduce it and make it bold. So I'm using 11 fonts to make it bold. I want to centralize it. So it's either you press Ctrl E, or you come to the paragraph ribbon and click on this to centralize it. So the next thing I'm going to do is to insert table. I want to use table for this. Now, when designing this, there is something that needs to come into your mind. Probably you might have used pen or pencil and draft what you want. All right, let's put T here. So now you need to have at the back of your mind what exactly you want to do, how you want it look like. So you need to be considering all those things. So now what I want to do, I need 7 rows on this template. These 7 rows is going to contain the serial number, the name of the participants, the phone number of the person receiving this condom and lubricants, the quantity of lubricants, the quantity of condoms, the column for quantity of lubricant, column for quantity of condoms, the signature of the very person receiving this condom, and the date this person received that condom. And I want to design it in such a way that 12 persons can receive this condom, maybe in under one sheet of paper. 12 person can receive this condom. So what I will be looking at, I'll be looking at the number of rows that will determine the number of persons that will can sign on this template. So let's keep going. All right, like I told you earlier that I'm looking at 7 rows. So I'll come to Insert tab. You see table here. You click on that drop down arrow. When you hover your mouse around the table, you see where they write 1x1. It means 1 row by 1 column. If you move here, it will tell you 2 by 1. That is 2 rows and 2 columns and 1 row. As you hover around, I told you we are looking at 7 columns. So we have 7 columns. Now, if you want to make it more, as you move down, it's telling you the number of rows you are going to work with and the number of columns. So from this original template, now I'm going to take 7 times 1. I'll click on it and it will give me this. Now, depending on other informations you're about to add to your templates, it all depends on you. Now, there's a tip I want to show you. Now, if you want to increase these columns and rows, if you want to increase the row, now there are 2 things. Now, if you come to the end of the row and the end of the column and you press on your keyboard the tab key, it's going to add another one because you stood at the end and the last row. But if you stand at maybe at the end of the first row and you press that tab key, it's just simply going to take you to the next row. So now the best thing you do is when you hover your cursor, your mouse around this line at the left hand side, you see the cross. You click on the cross, it will keep increasing that row for you. So depending on the number you want, you work towards it. Now, there are other informations we need to put. All right, these are the information. Now, in your template, you need to have a reporting date. Which of the day did you carry out this activity? Which of the day are you reporting this condom and lubricants that are being dispensed? So you need to put the reporting day. Now, in your establishment, in your company, in your organization, this form is dedicated to somebody. Somebody took it out or somebody dispensed these commodities. That person's name and signature need to be provided. So at this second row, we are going to put name of service provider. All right, we have the name of service provider. Now, on what occasion did you provide this information? Is it that you went for an activity? Is it an outreach? Is it a certain activity you went for? Depending if it is in the NGO settings, we'll be looking at maybe outreach, HGS, or that maybe the person just came to the establishment office to get these condoms and lubricants or to get this commodity. So you need to indicate the settings of which this person received this information. So at this point, we are going to write indicate settings. So you might also want to maybe to add some details about the settings. What kind of settings? You might say outreach. You might say maybe HGS for the NGO, for the people working with NGO. You might say HGS, and others informations, you might say others. So under others, you need to specify which type of other service or during which information during which service did this person come. So under others, we might say specify. So we have this. Now we'll be looking at, you might have a session where you say maybe you want to give a specific information. So at that point in time, you say notes. Now whatsoever information you want to add, you just add them here, so that the person who is handling this tool should be able to maybe read and know this tool should not be this and that. That is an information for the person that is handling this tool at a time. So another section we are also going to also put here is this. We have the serial number. The next column will be looking at name of participants. That is the people you're about giving this commodity to. You might also be interested to put phone number. You might also be interested to put the quantity of condoms. You also might be interested to put, now to move from one sheet, one row, one column to another, you need to use your tab button on your keyboard. So we'll also be looking at quantity of lubricants. Now we are looking at quantity of lubricant dispensed. We are looking at the participant signing that tool to show that he or she had received the commodity, and we also look at the dates this commodity was given out. Now looking at this, you see that there are some things that does not look okay. So we want to make some things straight. So here we are going to remove some of these lines where necessary. Might not be all, but where necessary we are going to remove some. So what we'll do is, when note something, if you are outside the worksheet, the table, if you are outside the table here, you see that you just have the tab view. The tab button here only ends at view, but once you click inside the table, you see that you have design tab and layout tab. So when you click inside here, you come to layout, you will see something like erase. So I'm going to erase this, and I'm going to erase this. So, and I will go to erase some other part. So at this point, let me zoom in so you see well. So at this point in time, what you're going to do is come to erase and click on, take the eraser to the line and click. It takes off these lines as you want it. It takes off the lines. So wherever you want to take out the line, you click on it. Wherever you want to take out the line, you click on it. So that this space will be that when you print out this document and you are giving for a field worker to go out and conduct these things, these activities, he or she should be able to write in this page. So you just keep clicking on where you want to delete. Like this, I'm removing all this for this template. So I will go back and click on erase. So you see that the cursor has changed to I-beam. So now, giving this big space for serial number is not really ideal. So I need to shift this down to this place. So there are two ways you can do it. When you take your cursor to the line here, you see that it changes. So you click and drag. There are sometimes you might click there and drag and it's not moving. what you need to do is you come to the ruler where you have your indent, you click and drag. So when you get to the end, you have it there. So we leave it at that point. Now you also need to understand some things. Name of participants might be long, so you need to still increase it. Phone numbers might be long, so you still need to increase the space for phone number, increase the space for name of participants. Also, you might want to increase dates. Number of lubricant does not take much, so we can still highlight it and make it bold. Now I want to show you something. This you are going to see a pop-up when I leave my cursor. This thing is optional. You can set it to be popping up. You can also, you might not want it. So at this point in time, if your computer does not pop it up, just come to, after highlighting what you need to make it bold, come to Home tab and click on B. It will bold it for you, or you just press Ctrl B on your keyboard and it's going to bold it for you. So I want to reduce the font here. All right, so I'm okay with that font. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to number them. Remember I told you I need like 12 persons to sign on this form. So I'll say 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to number it from 1 to the number I want. All right, so we have 13. We have 12 there. We have 12. Now, peradventure, you had made, maybe you had done this thing and it's more than. You might be thinking, how can I do to delete these 2 remaining rows? So at that point in time, if you want to delete it, you can click in any of these, or you highlight these 2 like this. Just click and drag, it will highlight the 2. Then you come to layout, you will see delete. It's asking to delete the cell, delete the column, delete the rows. We know that this is want to delete all this. This is row, so we'll say delete row and it will take off the row for you. Now if you wanted to delete this, you say delete column, but I'll still need like 2 or more of it. So what I will do now is I'm going to still put those 2. Now at this point in time, I want to put total there. You know, when you're giving a certain quantity, you must always have a total number of that quantity that was dispensed. So I'm going to put here total, and I'm going to erase some parts of it where I will not need that total. So I'll erase here, I'll erase here. This is for condom and this is for lubricant. So I'm okay with this. All right, and I also need to put a place where the service provider have to sign and his or her supervisor also need to sign. So at this point in time, I'm also going to create something here. All right, so then I'm going to write the signature of service provider. All right, so I'll also erase this. So the service provider should have a place where he or she provides that services, sign for the services he or she has provided, and also the supervisor need to sign. So now the supervisor also has a place to sign. Now let's zoom out again. All right, you see that it's too small and we still have more space in this sheet of paper. So there is still something that we need to do. We need to increase the spacing of this. So we'll click Insight. What we'll do is we highlight the table. Now, well, this how I just this is what I just did. I came down here. You see when the cursor changes, click on it and it highlights the whole table. You come to your layout and you will see heights here. So just keep increasing on this up arrow and you see that it keeps increasing as you want it. So now it's more than, let's go back one step. So all right, you see this is what we wanted. So I want to still shift it up a bit, but I don't want to reduce the height of each of the column and rows. So what I will do is I will come to this point, I'll click on it and shift it up a bit. You see that it takes you. So I will delete this out. Also do same here. All right, so you see that we have this done. Sometimes you might say, okay, there is too much space here, there's too much space, and you might want to shift, close up this space. What you just have to do, come to your indents, click it and drag it. It's going to expand it for you. So it's definitely going to make some expansion. So we have this form here. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Click on the notification bell so that anytime we post a new video, you should be getting it first-hand update. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned as we bring to you more of our video. Thank you.